So let me change the subject a little bit. One issue that's been hanging over the campaign is the John Doe investigation, headed by the Milwaukee County DA. And one of your challengers, Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett, said today, let me get the quote right, "It's time for Walker to come clean about whether he is a target of the investigation or not." So are you? And if not, why do you need that recent transfer of the 60,000 into a special fund to pay for a criminal defense?
Well, Tom Barrett's a lawyer, so he probably knows better than I what the legal requirements are. But the bottom line is that my office, when I was county executive, for my instruction, my chief of staff asked John Chisholm to look into the original issue. That opened the door to other things along the way. And the bottom line is we've cooperated all throughout the way, but there's a lot of documents to look at. And I don't think the taxpayers of this state want a governor to be looking at thousands and thousands of documents when I should be focused on jobs, which is exactly what I've been doing. In terms of specifics, as I've said repeatedly, and just said to Mike O'Shea the other day on a show, and said to your obviously reporters plenty of times before, because we're in a position to be helpful to John, he's asked us not to comment. He and his team have asked us not to comment on specifics, and so I'm going to honor that, because even though I'm not a lawyer, I understand enough to at least to listen to that particular lawyer.
Do you see anything political in the length of the investigation? People talk about it's taking so long, etc.
No, I mean, I can't speak for everyone in that office, and I think there are, questions have been raised about that. But I've worked with John before. I know John. I've always viewed him to be a straight shooter, and my guess is the time is because he's trying to make sure he does this as balanced as possible.
Have you had a meeting with Chisholm? Are you concerned about the criticism that's been coming?
Oh, I mean, sure. I mean, to me, it's like fighting a fight with both hands tied behind your back. But because I've listened to what John's asked me to do, I either honor that or I go on.
No, I meant the criticism of him, the way he's conducted.
Oh, no. But in your point about, that's why I mean, sure, there's a lot of things I'd love to run out and say. The only other thing I've said beyond this that goes beyond specifics is to say I think that the record's pretty clear that anytime I found something to be wrong in my office when I was the county executive in particular, I acted on it within hours of first coming up. So I think if people won't have any question about that, I can't get into the other specifics because of what he's asked. But the record's pretty clear. You guys were the ones that pointed out to us. When we found out about something that was problematic in terms of ethics, we acted on it right away. But I'm sorry.
So going back to your point with John, are you concerned about the criticism? What about the criticism that he's taking?
Well, I point out, repeat it. I've said it. I'm not just saying it to you here. I've said it on TV and shows and radio shows when others have asked. I said I have had no reason to believe from him personally that there's anything other than him trying to seek the truth. Now, again, I can't speak for everyone else, and a lot of things I hear about this are things I don't know what the source is, and so I can't speak to that. But the action I've had with him has always been straightforward.